What is up, everybody? It is your man, Lukie. I almost looked to make sure that the voice recorder is going, but I know it is, and I'm not going to ruin up the vibe of this video. Today, I'm talking about Turkey Creek Golf Club, which is turning into my favorite golf course in the greater Sacramento area. Why is that? Because Harbour Golf Links on the East Coast is a golf course because of I forget the RBC heritage now, but they've always had a name for it based on sponsors and all that corporate stuff we don't care about. Has always been a golf course I've been drawn to since a young child. I've always wanted to play it. I love watching the golf tournament there. I know a lot of people don't like it for TV golf, but I personally am really drawn to it. I also think, being a West Coast person, the East Coast seascape of golf courses are maybe more appealing because it's more foreign to me. I view this course as a cross between three courses: Harbour Golf Links, Spyglass, the forest part, so the more hilly inland 9, and, well, really more like 14 holes, and Coyote Creek, which is the same design as Brad Bell, who is the designer of this golf course. So that is very high praise. What I like about this golf course is it's a thinking man or woman's golf course. The big goal is keep the ball in play. Once again, if you're taking on the challenge of the tips, like you have the fantasy of being a pro golfer, you have to understand the major obstacle of this golf course is keeping the ball in play and not having an obstructed shot going into the greens. If that challenge is far too difficult, there is no shame playing from a shorter tee until you can get into maybe, say, the 70s, because the challenge of the course is not nearly about distance as it is strategy, which these are my favorite type of courses because it takes driver out of my hand, which you'll see in this vlog. Driving is not my strong suit. I'm getting better with the 3-wood. The 3-wood yips are a lot more mellow. I know I'm playing with my head because I'm rambling, and that's just a bad social habit that I have. What's really enjoyable about this course is the conditions are great. There's a replica kind of one of the holes on Harbour Town, as well as one of the holes in Spyglass, an island green, number 14. It's the iconic hole at Turkey Creek. And I think the 18th hole is one of the most unique challenges, where it's just a position hole that's fairly long that brings in a lot of hazards. So it's very punishing maybe for the average golfer. I would say this: if you have trouble keeping the ball in play, despite this being a very nice course due to the conditions and all of that, this might not be your golf course, because you're going to lose a lot of golf balls, especially as you get into the heart of this course, because there's water and there's a lot of forestry, and it's very easy to lose your golf ball, and it's very easy to slow a group down if you're in front of a group, because you can look way too long for your golf ball at this course. So I would say this course is suited for a specific type of player who has more of a focus on a challenge and more so of a focus upon keeping the ball in play and showing maturity with their golf game to hit certain shots at certain points. It also gets very hot at this course. I chose to walk it on this given day. It was about 100 degrees. I prefer to walk golf courses. I could see people really not liking it at times because there's large sections of this golf course that are not shady. Even though there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of open space, and it definitely feels extremely hot. I personally really enjoy this golf course. For the fee I paid was about $40. Really reasonable for the type of quality of golf course. It's very much a championship level golf course. A very enjoyable, unique challenge in Lincoln, California. I would say take 10 to 15 golf balls to be on the safe side, and try to play within yourself if you take on this challenge. So go there by not trying to hit the longest shot you've ever hit off the tee and the most perfect approach. Really try to think about where can you place the ball in the fairway, and if you were to miss on the green, where would the miss that you'd prefer to be? Where would that miss be? Because this course is really designed, in my opinion, for the person that wants to think through shots, and if they don't execute, they're willing to recover with their next shot. So I'm very impressed with Turkey Creek. This has been one of the best surprises in my golf playing excursion over the last 2-3 years. One of my favorite golf courses on my journey, Turkey Creek Golf Club. A lot of 3-woods off the tee for me, a sign of maturity. So the first hole is very short, just keep the ball in play. Took a 3-wood and then had a sand wedge into this green. Slightly pulled it because it was like a $1.05 and I didn't know if I could get a sand wedge that far. And because of that, I think I tugged it and I would have had a good number if I didn't. Ran it a little by. It's a pretty friendly first hole. It's very birdieable. The second hole is that public course standard move where it's like, can you hit a draw? It's going to challenge the weekend golfer. I took my 3-wood here. I did draw it more like I pulled it if you're being technical. Very challenging hole. The heat was about 100 degrees and I walked the course. So some of these shots get messed up. I hit a 6-iron about, I don't know, 165, 175 up the hill, blocked it out right to that tree, which I totally am fine with. But if you look at some of the architecture, it kind of reminds me of Coyote Moon on this hole, especially with the rocks. Took my new 58-degree ping glide wedge, hit a pretty good shot. Didn't like the line I took. I think I could have gotten that much closer. And then I misread that putt, but I put a good stroke on it. Really, with where my tee shot ended up to get a bogey on that hole, not bad. Third hole is really cool. It plays right by the clubhouse and takes advantage of this big lake. It's a really neat idea. I hit a 6-iron from the blues, and it actually went a little long. I was kind of surprised, but I didn't know how much room I had to work with on the front because I'd never played the course, so I wanted to go conservative and go with too much club rather than too little club, and left myself a long birdie putt downhill. Wasn't quite ever settled with the green speeds. I think partially because on the first hole it came off a little hot off the face, and then the next 2 putts I was short. Really crushed this drive. That's one of my best drives I've ever hit on this fourth hole, which you actually have to walk across a lot of the property to get to, so the course zigzags a bit. There is a water hazard right in front of you if you hit the ball about 290, so be aware of that you can hit it into that pond. I took a conservative line, took a 7-iron, hit it to the top of this hill because I didn't really want to know what a 3-wood would go on this hole because I thought I might be able to get home, but I didn't really know the line I had to take, didn't feel comfortable with the bailouts. Hit my gap wedge here downhill, and I was probably about a club short, so my general course management was fairly off through my lack of experience, which is kind of cool to be a little off because it says that the course has some nuance where it takes a lot of experience to really know how to play the course. It's not a super straightforward target golf hole course. So that was for birdie, and then I'm improving on putting. I used to be a terrible putter. I think I'm becoming a much stronger putter. This hole was tough. I missed the tee shot, thank goodness. I actually snap hooked it out of bounds. Took a drop, we'll call it a hazard, so we'll call that the third shot. Hit my hybrid here. So what you want to do on this hole is take a line that has a slice and you'll be money. I pulled it and I was in trouble. This is what made me fall in love with my ping glide wedge. I had about 75 yards in. Please don't laugh when you hear that. And I hit it to right there, and I've never done that with a lob wedge. So that alone is going to give me a lot of confidence moving forward. This par 4 was the opposite, so now we have a dog leg left par 4 after the turning right, and then I hit another snap hook city. Just hit a low-flighted 6-iron down there, but I just couldn't feel comfortable about rope hooking anything up there, and then I still had a good solid yardage into this green with my third shot, so not really a strong hole. But with a wedge in my hand, I believe that was a sand wedge. You'll see right here, that is a bunker that protects. And then I was out to the left on this because I kind of tugged on it. So you'll see, I didn't really put that all that close, but we don't sit and complain and cry. That's fine for where my skill set is at. And the positive here is I didn't compound my errors. I actually made bogey from a bad position on 2 back-to-back holes, though I was very frustrated at the time. Par 5, just hit the ball long, tight fairway. A theme of the course, you got to keep it in play once again. So that was kind of like the theme. Once I have a 3-wood in my hand, my 3-wood confidence is back. So I knew I could definitely get my ball to about the 120 yard range with my length, 120 yards. And that's about where I had a pitching wedge in, which you'll see. Tons of elevation changes too as well. So a lot of course knowledge you'll need to know when you come here. And then this is just, I think the weakness of most golfers, even pro golfers, is just being accurate from 100 yards in. I just pulled it. I didn't have faith that I could really get the pitching wedge there. Then I hit a different type of shot with the 58. Didn't fully love it. I kind of rushed it and it went a little open and made another bogey. So 3 bogeys in a row, 4 bogeys on the front. Not terrible though. This is a par 3. I really like this par 3 because it was a good number for me. I want to say it was about 175, which is about the 6 iron for me. And I just took a conservative line. There's some turkey that were my spectators, that they were pretty cool. But I'd say that the par 3s on this course are extremely fun and pretty solid. But what I really like about this par 3 is you could just take a line at the middle of the green, and if the ball cut on me, that's just an add bonus. Pretty poor attempt for a birdie, but honestly, coming off the shell shock of 3 straight bogeys, I'll take it. And then this is a pretty neat hole. It is a strategy hole where, once again, if you want to be aggressive and try to hit a slice or a power fade, you can try to cut the corner. I just took a 3-wood and just tried to keep it out left so then I could have a clear shot at the hole, because I knew that I would have the length, that it would just be a mid-iron at most, and I should be able to be solid with that. Working on ball position, that was probably a ball position strike where I just hit a little bit of turf. That's a habit I like to do, is hit the ground. And unfortunately, you're going to miss my 58-degree shot.
Thank you for watching this vlog. I appreciate anyone who contributes or subscribes or even likes a video. This is a passion project, and I'm just trying to do the best I can.